I never thought an ordinary Saturday night could turn into something that would haunt me for the rest of my life. I was just sitting in my living room, the glow of the television flickering across the walls, the familiar comfort of background noise filling the silence. It was around 9 o'clock, and I remember distinctly that an old crime drama rerun was playing. I wasn't even really watching it, just letting it play to keep me from feeling the weight of the emptiness that tends to creep in when you're alone too long. Then came the knock. It startled me, sharp and sudden against the quiet hum of the TV. Nobody ever visits me unannounced, especially not that late. For a moment, I froze, remote still in my hand. Then, another knock, louder this time. I stood up, half expecting it to be a delivery guy who had the wrong address. But when I opened the door, there was my nephew, Alex. 13 years old, with that messy brown hair that never quite stays in place, his backpack slung over one shoulder like he'd just come from school even though it was the weekend. He smiled when he saw me, but it wasn't his usual wide grin. It was tighter, more forced, as if he was trying to reassure me of something before I even knew to be concerned. "Hey, Uncle John," he said quietly. "Can I come in?" Of course, I stepped aside. He rarely visited on his own, and usually his mom, my sister, Emily, would text me first. But I figured maybe they'd had an argument and he needed space. "Sure, kiddo. What's going on? Your mom know you're here?" I asked, shutting the door behind him. He hesitated before answering, his eyes darting toward the TV like he was grateful for the distraction. "Yeah, she knows. I just wanted to hang out with you for a while." Something about the way he said it didn't sit right with me. But I didn't press, not yet. Instead, I grabbed a soda from the fridge for him, and we settled in. He didn't sit on the couch like usual. He chose the floor, cross-legged, staring not at the TV but at the darkened window that reflected the flickering images back at us. I tried making small talk, asking about school, his friends, basketball, the stuff he usually rambled on about. But his answers were clipped, short. His attention kept drifting, like he was listening for something I couldn't hear. After a few minutes, I muted the TV. "Alex, what's going on?" His shoulders tensed. He didn't look at me when he spoke. "Uncle John, if somebody knocks on the door tonight, don't open it." The words hit me like a punch. I blinked at him, waiting for him to laugh, to say it was some kind of joke. But he didn't. His face was pale, serious, his voice low. "What are you talking about?" I asked, trying to keep my tone calm, though my pulse was already racing. He finally turned to look at me, and the fear in his eyes was real. "Just promise me, okay? No matter what, don't open the door." My first instinct was to call Emily, to ask her what was going on. But when I pulled my phone from my pocket, Alex shook his head sharply. "Don't call Mom. Please. Just trust me." That's when I knew this wasn't some childish prank. The room suddenly felt smaller, the shadows deeper. I glanced at the window, half expecting to see someone standing outside, but there was only the reflection of my own uneasy face. And then, as if on cue, there was a knock at the door. This one was softer than Alex's had been, deliberate, like whoever was on the other side knew we were listening. Alex flinched and scooted closer to me, his voice barely above a whisper. "Don't." My instincts screamed at me to demand answers, to throw the door open and end the tension. But something about the way he clutched at my sleeve stopped me. His hand was shaking. We sat there, frozen, as the knocking came again. This time, a little louder. A little more insistent. "Who is it?" I finally called out, my voice steady despite the adrenaline coursing through me. No answer. I stood, taking a step toward the door, but Alex's grip tightened on my arm. "Please, Uncle John. Don't." And for reasons I couldn't explain, I listened. The knocking eventually stopped, leaving a silence heavier than anything I'd ever felt before. That was just the beginning. Please like and subscribe my channel for more romantic videos.